Welcome back to the studio. We had Swedish commentators invading.
Yeah.
Can you just come up here?
Come, say hi. I just like
won't be able
hi.
to hear him, but he can say hi.
Yeah. We weren't ready to go live because of
Get
this
in
man.
here,
Here he is.
Now we're complete. Look at that, by the way.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
This one.
It's pretty amazing. I want one of those. How do I do it?
They
can hear you, by the way.
They can hear me?
Yeah, they can hear you.
There's a girl there, and she let me have this, so I'm pretty proud.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's
But
pretty
you
amazing.
need more. Where would you put it?
I need like
On the chest
3
hair.
or 4 months.
On the chest hair. That's a good one. You can do that.
That could work.
I'll talk to her for you.
Great.
Definitely.
Thank you very much.
But I need to get over there, so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
your
actually,
show's starting as
Yeah,
well, I
okay.
guess.
But thanks for the short.
No problem. Nice having you here.
For those who don't know, because Bruno just didn't want to introduce.
Yes.
It's awful. It's like,
That's-
that's why I don't go to parties with you, because you never introduce me to your friends.
No, I introduced them to you.
Yeah.
That's easier. But yeah, that was Drage, legendary Dota 1 player. Swedish, of course. He's part of the Swedish broadcast. Also with Bogdan, another Swedish legend. Lumi, kind of fanboy of them.
Dude, day one I came in, it's like, Trish, and I gave him a hug. And he's like, who are you?
that was the best. That was there. for
They
that.
used to play with like Loader.
As well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were really good.
I think there's actually a stretch goal where we even play them. I'm not even sure if that's right.
No,
we
no,
thought
no,
of
no,
it.
no. We thought of it. We
Yeah,
didn't
we were like,
actually make it.
we'd lose. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that stretch goal. So yeah, Team Liquid win their game. For you guys, the items of Rock's Kiss for me was the storyline. They picked a lineup that wanted to fight, and then they didn't get their blink.
Don't look at Andy. I mean, ask the
don't wanna
questions.
ask me.
Ask the questions here.
He just stares at me. But that, for me, Shane, just felt like wrong items.
It wasn't for you. I don't know. The Vanguard's okay. It makes sense. But you just need to like not go completely crazy at the tier 2 tower bottom and like keep fighting and not farm that blink dagger, because it's very important you get the blink dagger, especially for the team who had no other initiation at all. And Chen just kind of chilled and didn't really do much.
Without the blink, it's like Koigfer was having the time of his life as well.
Exactly,
It's
yeah.
just like the amount of tornado EMPs that you're able to do. That Slider wasn't even able to get involved. Lumi, what was it for you?
Yeah, it's item not matching up with their playstyle. If you're going to go Vanguard, then farm a little bit more for your blink before you're going to fight. If you're going to go Midas, farm much more before you go fight. But they went for the build that doesn't allow them fight, and they're like, yes, let's go ham, guys, at the tier 2. And it didn't go good.
All right. And Andy, thanks for being here.
Yes.
So Bruno, MVP of the game?
MVP of the game. We were actually discussing that, and it was kind of a hard sell between Koigba, which was 6-0 and 11 in Ace Invoker, and Bolva, which I don't remember his score, but he was everywhere all time. I mean, he held his own against the Slardar lane and traded even. Of course, it was not a real tri-lane because they had to rotate to try and stop the Invoker.
Yeah.
So defend actually. To defend the Shadowfin, because the Shadowfin was getting kills. So Bolva had a little bit of a 1v1 versus Ladder. He went ahead really fast, got level 6, got a kill on the Shadowfin, and after that he controlled the whole map by himself. So Bolva is our MVP.
You agree, Andy?
I do agree. I think like when you say MVP, it has to be like what kind of a start you have, how hard your lane is, versus what the impact you have on the game is. And I think given his lane, because he was actually against an aggressive try, or not an aggressive try, but 2 heroes, right? Basically as a solo Clockwork, and he did a lot with very little. So yeah, very easy MVP for me.
All right. And Bruno, were you influenced at all with the fact that he was talking to you on your phone over Skype?
He was like, dude, how many matches do you want to? We have to win to go into top 6. I'm like, just win the next one, man.
Just yeah.
One at a time. It's
Keep winning.
Yeah.
We're going to go into the next game. Just it should be starting on the hour. So we've got 9 minutes. So while we've got those minutes available, let's take a look at some of the tweets that have been coming in.
Tweet.
We asked you to ask
Shane.
anything. Go on then, Bruno. This is you. You're the
Shane Omad, what do you think of the 10,000-year-old ruins found around Cork Island? Do you think they ate burgers and ribs?
They definitely ate burgers and ribs. Like, what else is there? And
cheese?
well, I don't know if they ate cheese.
What about potatoes?
No.
No, not
No.
They didn't have
potatoes.
farming back then.
What about
I don't
lettuce?
think. No, they didn't have any farming, I don't think. 10,000 years ago?
So it's only ribs and burgers.
Did they have a McDonald's?
Yeah, they had McDonald's.
McDonald's has always been
Is it
around.
like McDonald's Scottish? McDonald's?
I don't even know where it originated. really.
America,
I don't
don't either.
Is it?
Or shouldn't it be like O'Donnell's
pretty sure
or
it's-
something?
Yeah, probably O'Donnell's, yeah.
O'Donnell's, yeah.
Yeah, not as good, but
Yeah, it makes a round. But yeah,
it's pretty
Right, well done. We
very
definitely
interesting.
answered
Oh,
that
two
one.
for you, two for you, two for you. Two questions for Follow Too Good. How old is Sweden? And when was the last war in which Sweden was directly involved in? This is from Terror Torkel.
Oh, well, okay. Well, you know, we learn a lot of history in England.
Right.
Not all of it Swedish, but
Most of it.
I'd say 1397.
Right? Years old or 1397?
That was when.
That was when, okay.
Yeah. You do math. How long? How old is that?
Give me like
That's old,
10
man.
seconds. 13 what? 97?
721, come on.
721. What he said.
Okay, yeah. That's probably about when it was founded. But I don't know. They didn't have a king when they founded it. I think it was King Gustav in the 14th century that actually founded it afterwards. And
14th century is 1300, so...
Oh yeah, sorry, 15th then.
There you go.
15th century.
Aha.
And when was the last war in Sweden? Directly involved in. Well, that's a
Directly.
tricky question because, I mean,
There were wars where they were indirectly involved.
Yeah.
But you don't have to count that.
well, I mean, the Congo crisis was when they actually sent troops themselves as an army, the Republic of Congo.
Right.
After that, I believe they've only been involved in wars based around like the UN, Sweden. So yeah, I think the Congo crisis for the second
Congo
war.
crisis.
That's what
Great.
it was called, the war.
Final answer.
Way better answer than my one, by the way.
Oh, another... Oh, Japanese
History, we're
question.
really big at history in England.
Japanese question for Shane.
What is the past tense negative of something kai? Thank you.
Well, all you have to do is just like move the dash like to the front of it, and that pretty much makes it in the past. Yeah.
What?
What?
You just move the little
Did you,
dash. to
did
the
you
end.
actually say that you could...
Yeah, you could
Irish,
just move.
Japanese, same thing. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
I never said I spoke Japanese.
Well, it's like he's saying the Irish and Japanese are the same
I can
thing.
say
What the hell is
Shane
a
des
past
onegaishimasu.
tense negative?
Onegaishimasu.
I don't know, dude.
What the
Was
hell is a
that, Shane?
past tense negative? When would you use it?
because, okay, so in Japanese, the present tense is desu, like,
Des?
yeah, with su at the end. But you can change it into negative to the wa arimasen, which is like negative. So you have actually a conjugation. And then you can go for past, which is mashita. And then you can say wa arimasen deshita. I think it was something like that. I don't remember.
If we made a 5-man trivia team, I think we would do
Pretty well.
quite well.
Yeah.
Mostly like here.
You had math and Bruno stole it from you.
He just gave us Japanese lessons right now. Like, so we just have Bruno.
I tried.
I was giving you guys interesting history facts in the car as well.
Yeah, it was.
About
Yeah, you were,
the Dutch
actually.
army.
That's true. That's true. Okay, which this is for Andy, since like yeah. Which role do you think it's easier to transition to? E.g., support to carry, offlaner to mid, to the
I
pilot.
love the fact that everyone's like, well, everyone knows something worldly, but Andy, he literally just plays Dota. So what can we ask him? Like, he only plays Dota.
So we're asking if the transition's easier from support to carry or offlaner to mid.
Or just like anything to anything.
I think honestly the easiest transition is honestly like support to carry are so closely involved because one is like you know what you need in the lane as a carry, you know what kind of presence you want your supports to have, you know if they should be rotating, you know what kind of rotations need to happen if you're the support player, and if you transition to carry, it's still the same thing, it's just a reversed role. So I don't know. For me, I think honestly, support to carry would be pretty fine. I mean, unless you're bad at CSing, in which
What
case
about
you would
carry
need
to
a little bit of
support?
practice.
Is it easier from the support?
Well, if you're playing from the carry perspective, you know what you need. Like, hey, if you guys don't play in this particular way, or we're not playing aggressive, then I need this kind of space or whatever to function. And knowing when you can fight is a little bit trickier, I think, sometimes.
Okay.
So when you're a carry player going to support, you're not always sure when you can make the engagement happen. Whereas if you're the carry player, you're like, okay, I need like this and this to fight, and it's like really simple. So
I actually think the offlane is like easy as a role to learn first.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not getting farm, you're not getting experience.
you're not expected to.
But
You need to catch up.
I think what he's saying is like you can play it overly passive, and it's still okay.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
Like
Fair.
if you don't feel that comfortable, it's okay because you're not expected to do stuff. Like in mid, if you just like so offlaner to mid, I think that's definitely a harder step, I would say. Because if you go mid and you're not as technically good as your opponent, you get stomped pretty quickly.
maybe.
And you want to be aggressive
support,
in mid.
And support to carry, I would say that's a pretty easy transition.
Yeah, it is. That's what I was saying. Like, I think off lane to mid might be like you said, the hardest.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Okay, Shane.
You're on to us.
What house were you at? What house were you at in Hogwarts?
I can't actually say.
You look like a Hufflepuff to
Stop
me.
keeping
Like how unfair is it? Like, you have, of course, like Gryffindor and Slytherin, right? Like the two main houses.
They don't remember any of the others.
Yeah, no, but you have like Ravenclaw, right? Like Ravenclaw.
Are they
It
supposed
looks
to
like
be the
badass and like
smart ones? I think?
no, I don't know, like,
I'm
but they
definitely not
have
that
like
one.
these guys that are like kind of confident and kind of cocky, but not as cocky as this Slytherin. And you have Hufflepuff.
That sounds awesome.
What a name is Hufflepuff?
It's just full of stoners.
It's like
That's the house I was in. Yeah. No, we've done it all. We were shy of magic.
Okay, the game coming up, Team Liquid versus Sigma. Let's meet the teams again. Well, one of them, because it's Liquid. And again, Bulba was really the, I wouldn't say standout over everyone else, but he was certainly good. He's played, I believe, 3 times Clockwork. I thought it was twice. I think Andy said it was 3 times.
It was
or Loom.
3 including that game.
Right.
3 including that game.
Yeah.
3 games of Clockwork in the league, and he's won all 3.
Yeah.
And yeah, like what?
Pick this man Clockwork.
It's not even on his heroes.
Yeah, I know, it's weird. Like, apparently he plays Dragon Knight too. News to me. Why is Dragon Knight there?
I'm starting to question this.
No, he played Dragon. Go to that Dota and check it out. That Dota.
I don't have any sort of computer thing.
You do have one there.
Okay, so here's the thing with Bulba, right? Like, he's played mid so long that he knows like how to bully specific matchups, right? Like, say for instance last game when they were playing against Roxkiss, Yul transitioned away from the lane. Like, he knows exactly what he can get away with when he's playing against another hero. So he's like, he pushes the lane out and then he abuses battery assault when the creep wave is like dwindling down on the other side. It's just small stuff like that. Like being able to control your lane to a point where you can recover even if you start in an unfavorable scenario. And then like his positioning was always good. He always hooked the right targets. Even the last fight when they were already owning, the cogs that he put were so good that he actually separated the entirety of Roxkiss from the people that actually needed help.
And created Earthquake and
Yeah, like it actually just millions of people died. It was horrible.
Yep.
But still
Bulba.
really good Clockwork
Millions?
play.
I think you're exaggerating.
Danny
Nah.
never exaggerates.
I never exaggerate.
Very
Like when I say I'm dead, like super dead, and then I'm still like 60% HP, and then I just casually walk away.
Like, you run away from the
Hopefully,
rest of your team who are all dying as well.
Yeah.
You leave us.
Oh, I hang people out to dry all the time. Mm-hmm. It's one of my specialties. Ditching.
Ditching.
Yeah.
Good one, Andy.
And they're going up against Sigma. Not just Bulba. The rest of the team are going up against
It's
Sigma
actually,
as well.
if there was 5 Sams, like, what a team.
Can you imagine that?
Bruno
Like,
wouldn't get any sleep. They constantly be talking to him. Soxka, Fata, Miguel, fucking mad. And
They have
Paz.
1 win.
they have 1 win. That's true.
Why are they 0%?
I don't know.
It's not updated yet, man.
No, it should be updated because they had a win like last week. I don't know.
Maybe we missed it. Maybe someone put it in, like Webpaz after the game, he put it in, and then someone walked past his desk and saw it and was like, oh, that must be a mistake.
This can't happen.
Said, remove the win. But either way, it really is on fucking mad. Sebastian, he is the captain. He's the guy that really got him at a good level of gameplay with innovative strategies. He brings out the Bane a lot. So far, they've got a little bit better over the league, but they need to get a lot better. And kind of like Team Liquid, it's like, how many games do we need to win? But it's really like, can you afford to lose any games at this stage? So what can he do with his team?
Well, I think the most important part here is there seems to be a kind of a rivalry, at least for today, I think. Because when I woke up, which was about 2:30 p.m., I actually saw a tweet from Migo. Yeah.
Oh, I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm really looking forward to the match against Liquid today on the DreamLeague.
I actually wish them good luck.
That's,
I don't know if I should.
You're a good sport. Did you wish someone good luck from Liquid as well?
No, I
You
didn't
can do
know.
it now. Do it now.
You can do it, yeah. you
Good
can-
luck, Liquid.
Yes.
Well, that sounded a lot more
Okay,
positive towards Liquid than
cool.
Sigma.
Now you have to make it up to Sigma.
Okay, go on, Sigma.
Come on!
It's too high.
Okay, go on, Sigma, go on, Liquid.
What? Doesn't sound
Now
like
you
you're even
decide.
interested.
I'm not buying it. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's like a friendly thing. Like the message was really polite. There was no flame or anything. It's like, man, I really want to play against Liquid today. So I'm going to see. I'm just gonna follow Miguel all the match and see if he does well or not. And maybe he just is really good playing against Liquid. Some players do have that. Like some players are really good playing against a specific team.
Yeah, teams have styles, and
Yeah.
I would definitely agree with you. It's like you're able to overperform based on how the team is going to play.
You
It's
just know
always-
their number.
Yeah, it's always been in competitive gaming. It's like some people just over or underperform based on a team or a player. So we're 1 minute past the hour. The game hopefully will be starting soon. How are we looking, Andy?
It's loading. We're just waiting for people to get in, and then we're good to go.
So any kind of predictions before we go in?
I think Sigma's kind of in the same boat for me as Roxkiss was, because we don't really know like what their performance is going to be like, at least in our league, right? Like obviously they've been playing other games, but since we do this and then I go home and go into a coma, I haven't really had a chance to watch them play, so I'm not really sure what Sigma's going to be showing up.
Louis?
I think both these teams are really good against MYM. So we're going to get a good
it's
game.
the bye round, first off. Second, yes.
Poor MYM. Like they get the end of the spade like every time.
They came in so strong as well, and now I mean we're just like the media, aren't we? We build them up so we can knock them down. Shane,
I'm gonna go with Sigma on this one.
okay.
I think Liquid is going to take this one just for the fact that they, after their, let's face it, pretty bad performance yesterday where they won versus MIM and lost everything else. They had really good games against Dog, even really good games against EG, even though they lost. And the game right now was really convincing, even though it was mostly Roxki's mistakes, I would say.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at Bolva and Koikba. I think they're top form and they can take Sigma.
Yeah, all right. Well, I think Team Liquid definitely have the advantage, but Sigma are going to be hungry for it, and you can never underestimate Fata mid. So they won't get an easy time here, Team Liquid, and it should be a really good game. And with that being said, we're going into the draft. Best of luck to both teams.
All right, it's going to be Sigma versus Team Liquid match 2 for today. Sigma on the Radiant, Liquid on Dire. And goodness gracious, we're seeing Lycan being banned out. As per usual.
I mean, that hero is kind of ridiculous right now, right? So
He's a wolf.
he is a wolf. I think that just the sheer damage output that he has, like if we're talking in terms of like burst lineups, so you see like Lena's and all stun lineups and stuff like that, sure they do burst, but they don't do physical damage burst, right? Which is a lot harder in my opinion to deal with, because physical damage actually translates directly into pushing potential, whereas magic damage is only just bursts on heroes, right?
Yep.
And then you have to have a lineup that can actually kill the tower after the fact. So he kind of fulfills both those roles. And I mean, just his presence on the map, given how greedy some people pick nowadays with like Dazzles and AAs and not being able to really punish him from split pushing, and Liquid actually just ban out Dazzle and AA together.
Yep.
So they know, man. They know Sigma's game.
Yeah, I think Dazzle and A are
Well, I
definitely...
guess everyone's game, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much the two core supporters.
Who doesn't actually use Lycans on... I don't think there's a team that doesn't pick Lycan. It's just like the
Well,
hero.
I mean, the hero doesn't really have a super high skill cap. He pretty much just...
Yeah.
Wolf micro is pretty much the hardest thing about him.
I remember back in Chi3, there was a team that just like don't pick Wisp because they don't know how to play Wisp.
Really?
Oh,
I think
it was Mouse.
Yeah.
I remember
So
because...
it's like, it's weird that there's a broken hero and you can't play because it's hard. But
Sure, yeah.
Wisp is a different story compared to Lycan.
I was talking to somebody from Mouse when they were talking about, like, we never pick Wisp. I wish we would just pick Wisp, but it wasn't Cinderin, because he was, like, the captain at the time.
Right.
But I can't remember who was actually talking to me about that, and he was, like, really upset about it. He's like, man, if we could just pick Wisp, we would actually be able to win games.
Oh, cool. The fireman.
All right, we're going to see a little bit of Ember Spirit. Yesterday, Ember Spirit given 3 games in a row away to EG, and RTZ just ripped them a new one, so
Hey, man, that one game, he kind of had a rough start.
yeah.
What an interesting player, TZ. I mean, he's not playing right now. I would just want to point out, he's the player that every time I watch him, he starts every game 0-3. Like people, not because he plays bad, it's just like every other team, they know that they have to stop RTZ. He goes 0-3, then like 15 minutes later, he's like has more farm than the other mid, has his items, is killing people. He's really, really, really good at bouncing back.
But a lot of that is down to his team as well, though. You can't, like, the team has to allow you to do that. They need to create the space for you to come back.
That's true.
Space creating, man. You know who else creates space? Batrider.
Yeah, because he destroys the trees and makes more activity space.
Well, yeah, he does that. he also lassos people and kills them. It's pretty good too, man. You know who I love actually against Ember Spirit is SF. Like, SF just laughs
Just
at that
clicks
hero.
him.
Yeah, you just click on him and he's like, panic, and then he runs.
Panic.
They didn't pick Bane. What's going on? New strategies.
Bane Enchantress. Like,
Yeah, I thought that was the game plan.
I like the Shadow Shaman only for the reason that it's still very good against Ember. Obviously, a lot of disable. And normally, it's very hard for a Shadow Shaman to get in range to use things like Hex and Shackle. But if the Ember is spamming Sleight of Fist, and you just walk up to where he is, like say you're hitting a specific number of targets, you're going to be like right on top of him. You can just Hex him as soon as he gets out.
It's the same when you play Pudge against him. You know exactly where he's coming because it's just like.
Well, I mean, you still have to time it, and it can be a little bit complicated sometimes depending on how many things he's hitting, because it takes longer and longer the more targets he has to jump to. But Liquid, they're going to pick Koikfa, his Invoker, or maybe Bulba's Invoker this time. We don't know yet.
Who knows? I guess Koikfa's played Quaswex and Bulba played Exort, didn't he, the first time?
I think it's just based on the other heroes that they pick.
Yeah.
I don't think it's based on what they can and can't play in terms of skill build.
They're going for Ember Spirit safe lane by the looks of it as well. Which
Could be, yeah.
I think better than going mid, because he struggles middle, I think, he really does.
Well,
Dude, like, if you have any sort of right-click damage, you just click him.
I think they put him mid specifically for the levels. I don't think they put him mid for the farm.
I think 125 he really struggles in terms of getting a last hit, but I feel that once you get to your bottle and you get good supports to actually get the runes for you, you're mostly fine. But yeah, he's just there as a filler to get to level 6, and once he gets to level 6, he never goes back mid again.
Okay, this is the final Ember Spirit discussion, ultimate, like to end all of the discussions. When do you go Flame Guard? When do you go no Flame Guard? When do you max Fist at 7? When do you max Bolas at 7?
I don't think you ever max Searing Chains. You only go 3 points.
Okay.
No matter what, because in any circumstance, the other skills are going to be better. What I see a lot of people doing is they do like the 3-4-0, but they start, like, they get 1 point into ult, right? But then they skip the 11 to make sure that they can max Flame Guard like right after, instead of putting the last point into Searing Chains or 1 more point into the Fire Spirits. So that build, I think, is the one that's most commonly seen. I actually don't like it that much. Like, I understand the ideology behind it and being able to stay in the back and just continually, you know, Searing Chains people and try to start fights that way. That's fine. I think that having Flame Guard gives you way more fighting capability, and just I'm not going to fall over if the other team has like any kind of early game magic damage, which as it stands right now, Sigma have 2 heroes who do a pretty reasonable amount. So in the sense that you can stay safe mid, I think that going Flame Guard is better. But I think if you aren't going to get roamed on, or you're playing safe lane, you could very easily get away with going just like Searing Chains and Sleight of Fist.
Do you actually have to change your item build depending on what you're going for?
I don't think so. Because by the time you're really going to be participating in a lot of engagements, you're going to have your core items anyway, which is typically like, some people like Arcanes, some people like going for the Phase Drums and to Battle Fury, which seems to be like the cookie cutter, like all games build, just because of how well Sleight of Fist scales with it. But I think the item build pretty much stays consistent.
Some people rush travels on them.
I mean, I guess you could argue if you were going to go Flame Guard that you could build a little bit more tanky, like maybe just go Vanguard or something like that. I've seen people do it in the past, and just fight a lot, which I think also has its place, but only in situations where you're not the only core. I don't think you would do that if you're the hard one in that lineup.
I think the idea of actually going for Chain as well as Sleight of Fist and skipping the Flame Shield is to say, you know what, I'm going to sacrifice a bit of my laning. I know I'm going to play like a bounty hunter in the sense that once I get 6, I'm leaving the lane. And once you're leaving the lane and doing nothing but ganks, Flame Guard just doesn't actually add as much damage as... If you're constantly next to the hero, yeah, Flame Guard does a lot of damage. But if you're playing the style that RTZ plays, which is initiating for the team or just dishing out damage, I think you want to have, what is it, 2-3-1 at level 6? Is that correct? Or is it 3-2-1?
I think 3-2-1 is.
Yeah, it's 3-2-1.
3-2-1
You always get 3 points in a chain because it
gives you the
increases the duration.
3-2-0-1 is what we're saying. You don't want Flame Guard by that point of the game. So,
but then if they have any magic damage, you have like 600, 700 life and you fall over.
Yeah, but the purpose of the build is that the more points into Sleight of Fist you get, the bigger the radius gets. So you can actually use it from far enough away to where you shouldn't have to use Flame Guard to remain safe, right? Like the argument of getting Flame Guard when you go mid is that you can push the wave out, you can potentially control runes. But that's not the way that people play it. So I understand like why you wouldn't get it, but I think in some cases it could be relevant just depending on what kind of role you're playing.
Yeah.
I have another question for you guys. There's Team Liquid bans the Viper.
That's actually quite interesting.
Any idea why?
Maybe they're afraid of him outlining Invoker mid, like really heavily.
Or Ember Spear mid, depending who they put to it.
Okay.
Also, we can offlane really strong as well.
I actually think they want Viper, but they don't have the lanes for it anymore.
Viper's actually really good against Ember. if you're not preemptively using Fire Spirits, because if you get ulted and poison attack, your Spirit doesn't go anywhere, right? Like you just stand there. And plus, I'm pretty sure just between the ulti alone and a couple of auto attacks, you'll eat his Flame Guard, especially if you're going to go like that Searing Chains build that we were talking about, where you don't really get a lot of early points in a Flame Guard. The other reasoning behind it is he actually can beat Invoker mid. And it's very difficult to try to harass that hero, especially if you're Quas Wex, because you don't really hit hard enough to do damage to him, and you're going to have to deal with corrosive skin and very high base damage because Nether Toxin and Creep Blast hitting actually becomes pretty hard for you. I just think the hero in general, like as a mid, is very frustrating, and he is susceptible to ganks, but he is not as easy to gank as people seem to think.
The corrosive skin is so strong.
It gives you a lot of survivability, and some of the slower supports, like if you hit him once with a nuke or something, like if you're a CM and you Nova, you actually won't catch him.
Yeah, to do the frostbite, yeah.
I think people are ganking Viper the wrong ways. The most common gank is using a smoke with CM or something like that, coming with Nova, a couple of right clicks. Yeah, CM dies faster than the Viper in that case, but I think the best way to gank him is actually using the more traditional like Enchantress Chen, because if you look at Viper's movement speed, it's like 280 or 285. It is so easy to actually get a Centaur or a Furbog up to him, and you want to actually gank him with more physical damage than early game nuke damage, which is more of the traditional way of ganking. So, but that's it about Viper. We're gonna see Centaur, and yeah, that's gonna be giving them a lot more space to do what they need to do. But if we look at Team Liquid, all three of their heroes have a lot of lockdown. Yeah. I'm not sure if Centaur is actually going to be good in this game.
I really like Centaur Bat. That combo is hilarious. Because you blink in and then Centaur ultis and you run at max movement speed back to your allies. Or they run to you, depending on the situation. Like.
Okay.
Okay, they have the brothers now. They only need Faceless Void, and they have the 3 purple brothers. They're kind of similar.
They banned Dazzle though. That seems kind of harsh. Like, what's wrong with Dazzle?
Yeah, but it's not the same shade of purple. He's like purple pink. Pinkle.
Yeah, he accidentally washed his colors wrong. You know what I mean?
I like Pinkle.
Sometimes it's hard with the washing machine. Seriously, like my white t-shirts aren't so white anymore. Like.
Dude, it's because I put my shirts with yours and then just like chaos.
What a disaster.
That's my secret. I don't actually buy shirts. I just put all together and I get new colors every single time.
You put a gold block in with the Radiance one?
Yeah.
What a player. What a player. So, the Darkseer for me is okay. I think it works because there's only really... Sure, there's a couple of disables on Sigma, but it's really hard for a Shadow Shaman to get into a fight against Team Liquid's lineup. Like, you're going to have to worry about Flame Guard a little bit later, and Invoker, Ion Shell, being able to surge away from things like Gale, just surging to get into better position when you know the Centaur might be ulting soon or something like that, just getting yourself back to a safe spot, a guaranteed mech carrier. I think it's still a pretty good choice. I wouldn't be surprised to see them pick Visage, though, because Visage with Team Liquid would be devastating if you have an Exort Invoker, Safe Lane Ember, you Nightmare, you Searing Chains, you Sunstrike, dead hero.
Yep.
The combo with a Darkseer and Ember Spirit, if you have Battle Fury and you vacuum them all in, they're all dead.
Yeah, that's true as well.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely put an Iron Shell Ember Spirit, and with Flame Guard and Iron Shell, when you Sleight of Fisting, it does a ton more damage. I think Darkseer is just a straight up...
Does that work?
Yeah,
it should work, yeah.
It counts because when you hit somebody, it's counting as you actually being there.
Yeah, and also Darkseer is a straight up counter to the Shadow Shaman Disable suite, if in a sense. Like, if he shackles, vacuum cancel the shackle. If he hexes somebody, well, you surge that unit, and that unit just gets out of there. So I think this Darkseer is going to be a very, very good defensive and offensive off lane. And it looks like we're going to end the draft on a Life Stealer, which, against Bane, not sure if that's where you want to be. Like, this is just a one-core lineup coming out from Sigma, right?
Yeah, but I think it's okay, just because of Centaur, like, they're putting a lot of value into that skill.
Right. What if Team Liquid just get really greedy and say, hey, I'm going to do a support Doom? And my support Doom is going to shut down a Life Stealer.
I think that would make their lineup pretty susceptible to pushing. Like,
that's true.
You're going to have Plague Wards, you're going to have Mass Serpent Wards. Could be a bit dangerous, I think, to go that greedy.
Okay, here's my thought right now, because the supports for Sigma are Venomancer and Shadow Shaman, and they have a Darkseer probably in the same lane. Should you actually put the Venomancer in that lane, or actually should just rotate and try to get something going on top with a Venomancer and a Centaur, which is by themselves a pretty decent combination?
It is pretty good, and they are going to go Visage, so...
Damn, Andy.
Yeah, it was next level shit, man.
Yeah, but I think Bruno might have a point there, because Visage Bane alone, right? Like, if it was against a solo offlaner, if you Nightmare, it's almost a guaranteed kill. Again, assuming it's an Exort Invoker because just the burst damage you have. But if there's a second person there, you can never set up that combo, basically, unless the Ember Spirit gets like a Sleight of Fist off and then a Searing Change or something like that, right? So it could throw a bit of a wrench into the works, plus it allows Pos to get all the pulls. But if you do that, you're pretty much guaranteeing that Bulba's going to get huge in that lane. And he's going to be able to stop the Lifestealer from getting farm. So I think if you're valuing maybe potentially keeping the Centaur a little bit safer, you could do that. But if I were them, I would just make sure that we just tri-lane bottom and keep the Darkseer as low level as possible for as long as possible. I mean, he could always just go to the jungle, right? But...
And then derotate.
Let's assume he doesn't want to do that because he wants to Ion Shell the creep wave nonstop to make farming on the Lifestealer just hell.
Sometimes I get a Quilling Blade if I'm against Darkseer. What do you think of that?
When you're against Darkseer?
Yeah.
Just so you can kill the Ion Shell creep faster? I think it's okay. I think if you have like a Quelling Blade and you... Or get an early Midas, which can also be good, just to Midas the creep. Although I guess you can technically only do that, like every 3 or 4 creep waves?
Yeah.
And I never have that much money as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm dying constantly.
Against solo Darkseer.
Doom with the Midas, though, against Darkseer.
Oh, yeah. Nom nom nom.
No. The real thing is actually Helm of Dominator.
But the cooldown on that is like 9 billion.
By the way, I thought they
lose a
fixed
creep.
dominating enemy creeps and being able to use it to backdoor.
Yeah,
Yeah, they did. They did.
Are you sure?
Yes, they
Maybe it was just coincidence. Maybe the creeps were like close enough.
AUI said that recently.
And our patch log analysis, which
Which you should have checked if you wanted to know the secrets of
The
681.
battle begins.
12.
Dude, I don't have time to listen to a 2-hour patch analysis. You kidding me?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. See,
a
Shane
lot of
knows.
people, 20,000 people had time for that.
That's actually one of the other Swedish phrases I know.
What was it?
Ingen tänkt falla här.
That's pretty good.
Ain't no-
Sounded pretty okay, Swedish.
Sounded legit to me.
It's completely wrong.
What
but
does it mean?
Yeah, I know.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ah.
So I know.
Is there actually like a direct translation to saying the word ain't? Because that's not a word.
No, it's
It's
not.
Does not have time. Do not have time. Here comes the level 1 smoke gank on the mid lane with a double damage on wave 2. Here comes a Grave Chill. The
No,
right click's
Fada,
going to come
please.
through. They do not have cold snap just yet. It's going to be all the right click damage. And they're not going to get the kill.
Oh, he's-
Dota Demon tanking
Oh,
the tower.
Wouldn't you just like get Nightmare and stack like on top of him?
That's
and
what I
then,
thought. Yeah, that to move closer.
Yeah.
He wants a brain sap.
I mean, you got the brain sap. I guess worth it, right?
nope.
Yeah, that was a bit weird. I thought like no matter what, you should get Nightmare. Because they were close enough to Nightmare, and they could have just like repositioned, like put somebody in the trees. Like, yeah, you'll take a couple of tower shots, but you could probably get the kill.
But how can you regen all your life if you don't have brains up?
He has Tengos, man.
Oh, but he might actually go down here. Here comes a level 2 cold snap. Fata dropping low. He's out of regen, or at least for 20 seconds. That sure tango cannot be used. Well, that's a delay his bottle.
Jesus.
Burner almost just died.
Is
I mean,
Demon going to pick off the courier?
He's looking for it.
Like, if Demon does...
He'll see it. He will definitely see it.
Demon's so good!
Not the Shag Bark.
Demon's so good!
Matt's gonna be so pissed.
He's gotta go, he's gotta go!
Gotta get the kill and first.
One hit! Demon, please! Oh,
no.
What's he do now?
He tried to go for the brain sap on Fata because
I
he saw
saw
how
that,
low he
yeah.
was instead of hitting the courier twice. He should have had that.
Someone offers you cake and cake. You know what I mean?
You can't
he
have
should
your
have
cake
that.
and eat it too, Shane.
What a life.
Could have won the game right there.
Yeah. If he had Nightmare, he could have Nightmared Fata, killed him with just a Nightmare, and then killed the courier too.
I wouldn't know
Because
if that
Nightmare is HP removal. No, he would have died.
Yeah, I think
Would
He
it?
would have died.
Was
for
he
sure,
that
yeah.
low? I
Yeah.
don't.
He had like 70 or 80 HP.
And it does 80 damage or so.
Well, it's HP removal and it sleeps for 5 seconds, or 4 seconds, yeah, so it's 80. Yeah, that would have been close. Whatever, man. I'm gonna say it would have killed him.
So what you're saying is, Demon didn't get the curry kill nor the first blood.
But now he's hiding
Right.
in the bushes.
He wants the
I don't
courier
know
again.
what the point of this is.
He
It's
even
gonna-
dropped the ward behind.
Oh
like,
man, is it really going back mid again?
Shag
Well,
Bark.
he has
no.
20 seconds.
Oh, it's got the bottle on it too!
Bop,
Shag
bop,
Bark,
bop.
please!
That little tongue, no one saw it coming.
oh, Demon! No! What a cheat!
No, they're just gonna wait to upgrade it. They're just gonna wait to upgrade it.
Oh, he's gonna pick it up. He's gonna pick it up. One hit. Oh, he's gonna steal it. He's gonna get it. Killed him.
He got it.
But he still got the bottle, and now he's gonna feed first blood.
I actually think Fata came out ahead of that one, considering he dropped the warp behind it. He gave up first blood, and how long it took for him to get that, and he got the bottle.
Hey, but he's alive already.
Yeah, he got the bottle anyway, so actually that's like not good.
How did he not get the salve?
I don't think it was his.
Oh, okay.
Look, if he had Nightmare, I'm just saying.
Yeah, if he had Nightmare, there's no way he would have got that. No, actually, he probably still would have gotten it.
Well, no. They would have got the first blood already on top of that.
Oh, yeah, it would have been like a...
And the courier kill.
Yeah.
He wouldn't even be there. He'd be level
I mean, the courier
7
wouldn't
top lane.
have been respawned.
Right.
So...
Uh-oh.
Miguel,
TC.
giving a bit of guff.
Getting punched. Getting bolased. I don't know why I call it bolas. I mean, they are bolas.
They are actually bolas, yeah.
But
Rename it, man. You have the power.
Yeah.
Fire bolas.
Fiery bolas.
Like, searing chains sounds so
Fiery balls.
presumptuous, you know?
yeah.
How's that presumptuous?
you with these chains. They're not even chains.
They are.
They're not.
The bolas.
They're bolas.
Bolas are not
The
chains.
icon is literally a bola. No,
I know,
a bola
but-
is not a chain.
But you make bolas out of chains.
No, you
No, but you
don't.
don't. What kind of bolas do you hang out with?
Steel ones.
That's not like
Those are the shittiest bolas I've ever
Wait,
heard in my
bolas
life.
are made out of
that's like a flail.
It's
like,
a rope and
yeah.
rocks.
Yeah.
It's not freaking chains.
And then I made a fire.
It's not bondage. Get out of here, man.
Like the fact for chains, you need to have links.
Under attack.
If you don't have links,
Yeah.
it's not a chain.
It's a rope.
But you could have bolas made out of chains.
No, man.
No, that's not a bolas, man. That's bullshit.
I like that. That was good.
Yeah, it was really good.
I don't know why I laughed, but it was good.
Oh man.
Okay, so we were talking about how the courier kill not worth. Well, honestly, Fata's 8-0 comparative to Koikfa, who's 25-7.
Yeah.
So worth, I guess.
I mean, just the annoyance of him being there, I think, was worth it.
I love the way he has like boots and a TP scroll in the base. He's like, I want to, come on. No.
I mean, he can't really go to the creep wave because Koikfa has phase.
Yep.
So if he does, he's just gonna lose everything.
Oh,
It looks
he's
like
gonna
top
go
lane.
in.
Yeah, they managed to kill the Visage. Well, he just walked into Firefly to push the wave out, which
Thanks, BT.
I kind of get it. Oh, he's stacking with his illusions. Okay, well, one of them at least. You can't actually stack that camp anymore. That
It's so hard.
it
is
is like
really hard.
ridiculously hard to
I
stack.
was
that.
trying to explain this to someone that it's like, I was like, okay, I'll try 52, I'll try 53, I'll try 54. None of it ever works. Which way do you go? Does anyone know?
I think the
it's
best way is to
camp
go to the right.
Yeah.
You go to the right up the hill.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you know that this camp here, if you cut down all the trees,
Yeah, the shortest path is from the left.
you can actually stack it like 14 times.
Yeah.
Oh, Demon, bottom lane, gets the Gale, open wounds as well. Gonna try to Nightmare deny himself. Infest for the kill. Sakshika picks it up, man.
He made
2-1
him
right
waste infest.
Well, I mean,
That's a way to look at it.
it's not really that good of a skill.
That's pretty good.
It's okay.
Do you remember, was it Heroes of Newerth where you infest and you could control the creep?
That's Parasite.
Parasite.
All right,
he was a jungler.
Let's not talk about that game.
Why not?
That thing was actually imbalanced.
It
Like
was so funny and it
it
ran
was
really
so
quickly.
good. Imagine having an Ursa creep at level 1, but the creep gets more movement speed and more
More attack
damage
speed.
and more attack speed. So you basically like go into it like an infest, but you control it, and then it gets like buff, like it gets more.
It has bloodlust.
beast.
So you just walk into the lane with like a super tomato, and you just
Yeah, and then
punch
like
the shit out of people.
the people like level 1 has to waste a lot to kill him, and when they kill him, you're still
Alive, you're on full health.
alive,
You're
full
full
health.
health, yeah.
And I mean, you're a creep. You just
But the
have nothing
creep
else.
loses health over time
Yeah.
when you're in it. I guess like having something inside of you controlling you hurts you or something.
I wouldn't know.
You
Well,
wouldn't. You've never known Shane.
Do you know what it like?
I know everything.
Okay.
He does.
I'm not even going to doubt that. Like,
You were so convincing.
Bulba's taken to the jungle.
And Demon
Yeah, he
is
has to.
helping.
He can't stay bottom.
Hey, but it's okay. He's like
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, almost
This is
level
like
5.
old school, man. It's like,
Oh,
oh, yeah,
no.
I can't lane here. I'm
Oh
actually
no,
just gonna
blood golems!
My arch nemesis.
Don't make the kitten joke, please.
God.
Too soon, man. Too
Too
soon.
soon.
R.I.P. Casper.
R.I.P. Casper. Yeah, for people who don't know, we lost a kitty.
Yeah.
It was really sad, actually.
He was born extremely small.
Yep.
He couldn't make it, man.
So we named him Casper. Now he's a friendly ghost. And he's watching over us.
He'll always be in
I
our
think
hearts,
it was a
man.
good name.
But yeah, so Bulba, please don't die. That's the only thing I ask of you.
Oh, he's good.
He's grand.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's grunt.
Why do you, like... say grand.
What is it? Say it. Say it one more time.
No, it's just grand. Like it's
Grand.
Grand.
It's just grand.
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 Bruno's making up words.
It's really grand.
It's grand. Sounds more Irish.
That was terrible.
It's really bad.
Never let an Argentinian do an Irish accent.
Or any accent, really.
Yeah,
Yo, you were trying to do James' accent a few weeks ago? Oh my god.
it was kind of abysmal.
It's funny.
All right, man. So
I can't even do like a Spanish accent. The accent is closer to Italian.
Wait, two. This is a Stampede Miggle, by the way. He might actually go for the kill here. Oh,
No, he
he's getting
decides
manned
not
up.
to.
Wait, he's maxing Stomp and not Double Edge. That's interesting.
That's questionable.
It's pretty mental.
Oh, here comes the Stampede.
They want to go for quick one. Nice tornado.
Trying to get here for the Hex or Shackle.
He secures the regen rune though. It's big.
Region secure.
Stampede for regen, I suppose.
He has Midas now, though, on Invoker.
Yeah, he's crazy farmed.
At 8 minutes with phase boots and
You could say he won his lane.
I would say that.
Well, Sock also won his lane against
Yeah.
nobody, so he also got a Midas.
I keep accidentally turning off my pad,
Why did
guys.
you turn?
How do you do it?
It's accidental because I like went like this and like grabbed it, but the power button's like closest to the edge, and that was bad.
I like how it has tape on it for some reason.
I don't know why. I have no idea why.
Maybe you should.
It's probably hiding a sponsor or hiding a label.
Could be. Oh, middle.
I don't know.
Fucking mad. Gonna be dropping a Koikfa. Realizing Quas Wex Invoker with Midas actually hits really fast. So you do take damage. Like, right clicking is a thing with Quas Wex Invoker.
Under attack.
Is he going to go for 2 points in Invoke now? Next level? I think so.
No, I don't think you get the second point of Invoke until later.
Really?
Because you
You
can
just
go 4
max
Quas. You go 4 Quas for the better Cold Snap and you max Wex, for sure. And then by that time, I think you get it at like 12?
I only get 3 quas.
Really?
Quas?
I
When
usually
you get
go
the 4
4.
quas, you get the magic, can't do anything with cold.
Yeah. The Cold Snap reduction. Like, the mini stun, like the minimum duration before you can have another mini stun gets shorter the more points you have in
Eagle
the
top,
Quas.
getting scared away. Nothing's gonna happen now. Here comes the charge.
Yeah, way too extremely dead, I would say. On a scale of 1 to dead.
Just a flesh wound.
They got a flame
Just a
break.
flesh wound, man.
If you can flame break before he surge away in 2 seconds, nah, he's out of there.
He doesn't have lasso anyway. Like, he
TC
used
has-
lasso on the Visage.
Oh, the haste doesn't go for the invoker. Doesn't want to.
He
go.
can't. He'll get dispelled if he
Yeah.
goes in.
Yeah, you just tornado him.
NATO. What a powerful spell.
It is. Good ability, man.
It is totally legit.
And Demon. He's leeching experience, man. He needs it. He was level 2 like 2 minutes ago. So he was like stacking the jungle for Bulba, but now he's just been like, I'm gonna go to the off lane, guys, because I need experience. It's good though.
My head is so itchy. You must not scratch.
At TI2, it was one of the reasons why, and correct me if I'm wrong, Lumi, one of the reasons the Chinese teams were really, really good is because they were giving so much to their supports as well. Like back then, everyone was like, well, supports have to sacrifice just white wards and be level 3 10 minutes into the game. And 2 years later, we see all teams just giving stuff to their supports, making them relevant even later into the game.
Yeah, Chinese are the best.
What? How is that even relevant to what he just said? You're just
No,
like,
he's just saying.
no, they're so good. They're like the best.
I'm agreeing with.
Nice.
I'm agreeing with Bruno here. Gale's gonna hit on one, and here comes the surge. Bye bye, Gale. Look at the damage, but it's gonna be a flame. Oh no! What?
Whoa! He's still dead. I mean, that was a really nice
Yeah, it was
disjoint of the lasso, but now the lasso is just going to get used on way 2 anyway, so
has the bird stomp
he's
piece.
not going to be having the greatest
Ooh,
times.
Soul Assumption gonna do a little bit of damage. We'll die to the fire. Sigma's playing really, really well. And I think if he didn't actually have that high level of a hoof stomp, maybe TC would have survived longer for another side of this.
No, I don't think
He
so.
was dropping pretty quick.
Yeah, I think he was dead either
Haas
way.
is going to get at least do a lot of damage to bottom 2.
Bot lane, it's gonna be a hex going
Oh,
around
no,
the Invoker.
Koikba, don't
Koikba
feed.
trying to go into Invis. They have detection.
switching
Yes, they do pass. Drops the Aftershock. And they also have the wards under the tower. This tower is dropping fast. It's coming in with Boba. No mech mana though.
He can soul ring.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, they get the tower.
Secure.
Very nicely done by Sigma.
Drums up with lifestealer with a hand of Midas. And face boots. 12 minutes. It's pretty fucking fast.
I'm a bit surprised Koikfa TP'd in like that, honestly. Like, typically when you see Mass Serpent wards go down, you just say, okay, we're going to sack the tower, you know? Because Way 2 wasn't there. He had already died top. And typically you need like 2 or 3 ranged heroes there to be able to right-click the wards down, because you don't want to send in a melee because he just gets eaten alive. So I don't really know about the decision to TP there. I mean, he didn't calculate his mana wrong or anything. He had enough mana to use his spells. He just died because they had detection. So.
Okay, so TC went for the Ring of Aquila. Do you still go drums before going Battle Furies or like big items? Or you just like, okay, I have an Aquila. That's all I need in terms of mana.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's hard to say. I think if he plans on fighting more, then the drums is probably a better choice. If you can manage to get a Battle Fury and just be like unobstructed for like 10 minutes, suddenly the game gets really hard for Sigma, because Sleight of Fist is one of the best abilities to defend high ground or even towers really at any stage, just because of how big of an area it actually covers. And it can still hit in fog, which is ridiculous, but...
Does it hit invis units?
No.
No.
It hits in fog, but it does not
Please,
hit
no,
invis.
don't give ideas.
To who?
Sleight of Fist now hits invisible units. Aghanim's upgrade, now global.
You know I can't answer that.
I plead the fifth.
Global Sleight of Fist wouldn't be bad, I don't think. I think that'd be balanced.
What?
You just press W in the well. Kill everyone.
Oh my.
It's like a Zeus ult.
Yeah, but Battle Fury wouldn't be that good on them then, because, you know, they'd be so far away.
Yeah, then you just mass rapiers.
Under attack.
Actually, Rapier on
Ember is very good. Yeah.
No, it's actually not that good.
No, it is good.
Well,
because he plays the same
yesterday, we saw Ember trying to Battle Fury Rapier against a 40 armor DK.
TC, really, really nice usage of the Flame Spirits there. Barely dodges another lasso. Looks like they want to try to defend this. Mass Serpent wards are already down. They're going to use the Stampede as well, but Vata actually dies here. Fiend's Grip onto Miguel as well. Demon's still alive for the time being, but Zaksha going to town on him. He actually lets him walk away. It looks like Sigma actually want to abandon this fight. They end up getting the tier 1. Paz gets the kill, but they lose 3 for it. Lost their mid and their offlaner, and Paz as well. So Liquid, they take, honestly, an okay fight, but they did lose their tier 1.
That Remnant from TC was beautiful. Like, wasted the Infest Bomb and the Batrider Blink time.
I don't know why they don't pick TC Ember Spirit a little bit more. You know that TC is ranked #1. And
That would have went so much worse for Liquid if they had caught TC.
Yeah.
Like, it would have went so poorly.
I mean, he gave him all of the disable as well as the damage follow-up. Like, this hero is just redonkulous.
Yeah, it's good hero, man.
Yeah. And now, guess what? He's gonna regen a little bit mana and go back full.
I heard it's pretty cool to never spend any time in the base.
Does anyone still know? I think I made the same question last week. If you have a spirit in the fountain, and then you pop a spirit next to you, if you go to the spirit that's next to you, you go to the one in the fountain first.
You should get regen. You should.
Does your bottle get filled? Is
Does
that what
your
you're
bottle
saying?
get filled?
I don't actually know. I've never tried it.
People on Twitter answer that question. Help. Because it's an important question.
I don't play them that much.
There used
'cause
to be, is this bug still in the game where if you're infested as Lifestealer, you can just put the items from your inventory, like from your stash into your inventory?
No, you can't anymore.
That sounds a little bit wonky.
Yeah, it was
You
because
just infest and get stuff from the base?
Yep.
Yeah.
That is overpowered.
But that wasn't that long ago. It was only like 3 weeks ago or so.
yeah, but it was.
Oh, Tornado. Fata, not going to be able to blink away from this one. Cold Snap's there. He doesn't even have a team to back him up. He just gets flattened.
Was he expecting that, you know, if he gets in trouble, the Blink Dagger or Stampede's gonna get him out there? Well, neither was used,
Dire's
so.
top tower is under
Well,
did.
you can't blink after you get tornadoed.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Don't know.
I remember the days where you can.
Is he going Sanjin Yasha, yeah, on Lifestealer?
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast. Especially against Quaspex Evoker. You're never catching that lad though.
Well, you have Stampede.
If you maim him,
You open wounds and then you hit him with your Sange and then bam, he's super slow.
What do you guys think that TC's gonna be going for? He's got 2200.
He might go Maelstrom or something. I think Maelstrom is kind of okay. Because it kind of guarantees that you'll get one Maelstrom with your Sleight of Fist if
I
the
thought
other
you
team's
hated
pushing.
Maelstrom on this hero.
It's okay, but the problem that I have with it is that there's an internal cooldown, so you can't really double Maelstrom.
He has Darkseer on his team. He has to go Battle Fury.
Yeah.
I think that's the get. Like that was the
Well,
plan.
he doesn't have to go it now. You can always go a little bit later on.
But you need 3.
You need 3?
Yeah.
You need 3 and then Daedalus.
Yeah. And then everyone is literally dead.
Well, if he was going for Battle Fury, he should have Perseverance or at least one of the blades by now. So
Maybe he wants to hide it.
Yeah, it's a stealth.
He could just do what Denny does and just go BKB. Seems to work for him. I was watching him play and it was like, why is he buying BKB? Like he would go drums BKB every game and then he would just own and I'm like, maybe it's legit, man.
I was wrong. It's
Well,
a
I mean-
game-winning item.
he's a fighting hero. BKB's a fighting item. Tornado is gonna hit.
Here comes.
And this Venomancer, he dead. Out of mana.
Oh, that's a gem.
Wow. What's with them dropping gems? What initiation coming out for Miggle. The Deeps are getting rained down. TC trying to make it out there. Still surviving. Another jump. He's still alive. Demon's gonna get picked down. Not before he drops the urn. 3 stacks up on TC. Fata blink on cooldown. Does he want it? Yes, he does. And the Sleight of Fist trying to get them stunned. But the big flame break from Fata. The gem gets redropped. Fata picks it back up. And Sok.
7 magic 1 charges on Ember Spirit.
And Quickfire had 4 staff up the whole time.
By the way, Fire Remnant does not disjoint.
Yeah, it hits you
it is this
afterwards.
way, yeah.
What a play, though, honestly, for Miggle. Like, that's another one of those situations where I feel if they were allowed to get that gem for free, and there was no reaction by Sigma, they would have been in such a bad spot. Because there would have been like another tier 1 push, they might have tried to go mid or something like that, and then Liquid just assume full map control, get Roshan. So that was like dodging a bullet, really, if you're Sigma.
Yeah.
You know, I'm actually very impressed with this Max Hoof Stomp build. Like, the damage is not there because, you know, Double Edge does give you the damage, but he's just playing as like a counter initiator of sorts.
But what,
Yeah.
like for the 0.75 stun duration?
Well, I mean, it's almost a full second more duration, which can be...
For 4
And
points,
you're hitting it on
But it's
3
damage as well.
3 units, 3-4 units.
It still scales in damage, but it doesn't scale as well as damage as obviously Double Edge does.
Yeah.
But I think the other thing too is that if you're going in and you don't have a hood and you Double Edge, you actually just like crush yourself, you know what I mean? Like 400 damage, it's ouch.
Ouch.
I don't know, I still prefer the 1 in that and max the Double Edge. I'm all about the deeps.
All about the deeps. I can respect that.
I mean, I think in other games that might be better, but in this game where you're not actually relying on to dealing the damage, like for example the Shadow Shaman, the Lifestealers, that they're the guys that's doing the damage. So you just want to stun and lock them down for them, I think.
I have 2 people on Twitter, 2602 and Stephen.
Oh,
saying,
middle, like mad. The Fiend's grip.
And then he gives the gem again.
Yep.
Just no.
Oh, no. Comes in. What? He gets the lasso, but it's going to be on Bulba. Pops the Stampede to try to get farther away. Tornado going to be off the mark there from Koikfa. Here comes another blink in stomp from Miggle. It's going to hit on 2. Ward Trap on Koikfa as well. He's going to be the first one to drop on the side of Liquid. Now Miggle gets earned very low on health on the high ground. Bulba's also quite low.
Nice.
Nice searing chains there from TC. Using the Sleight of Fist from the high ground. There's an infest on a Fata. They want to go back in on this. Could be dangerous. Maybe they just want to go back to base.
Who has the gem?
I don't know who picked it up.
It's gonna be on Liquid way 2.
Okay,
Nice.
so Visage has it, which is a good choice.
I mean, I understand giving it to Sok because, you know, he has the D ward with the Serpent wards, but I don't know, man.
The Venom ward.
You mean fucking mad?
Yeah.
His middle tower
Yeah.
is
I was like,
under
wait,
attack.
Soxer's not playing Venomancer?
Sorry.
Or Venomancer?
Effing mad.
Venomancer.
But
Yeah, by the way, the
mad.
bottle does refill.
It does.
When you go back to base.
Okay,
and
cool.
Yeah, that's good to know.
I'm not a scummy Ember Spirit picker, so I wouldn't know.
Are you an Earth Spirit picker?
Hell no. I only have him as a loading screen because it looks cool.
I know, he does.
You know what also looks cool as a loading screen?
What?
The DreamLeague one. Aha. If you buy the compendium.
Actually, for people that are, I don't know, that's interesting that you say that. Because for people that are asking, that's not like the loading screen that people are going to get.
Ah.
That's the loading screen for the tournament, which is really cool because it's like you go and watch any tournament and you have this default loading screen. You watch the DreamLeague and you get like a DreamLeague thing.
That's pretty
which is
cool,
like you're
yeah.
watching the DreamLeague. But that's not going to be in your inventory because, I mean, as much as it's cool to see when you watch a DreamLeague game, the DreamLeague loading screen, I'm not sure people want to have a DreamLeague loading screen whenever they're playing their own games. Like,
Right.
That sounds kind of weird. So there's going to be
It just has to be like a neutral loading screen.
And actually, speaking of items, since there's a lot, interrupt me if something's happening, but I was talking to Danny them yesterday, who's making the HUD.
Radiant's
And
bottom
you know, one of the things about the HUD is that it changes from day to night.
Really?
Yeah, so with the...
Let's about to interrupt you.
That's neato.
Get inside.
Yeah, there's an infest. I heard it, man. Fata wants blood.
They got the Stampede.
Looks for TPs, but they're not going to be any over there.
Liquid's out of that guy.
They actually want to re-smoke, re-engage. They're going to walk up a ramp in doing so, but they're not going to run into anybody. Centaur is going to be the target, but Centaur, never mind. He's got that Invis-ring. He might break the smoke. But there is a gem available. You got to keep in mind. They're going to run through, run south, to the right side. Birds. TC. He sees him. No,
he doesn't see him.
Nighttime? It's gonna break, blink back out, and here comes Migo. The Stomp is gonna hit on way too again, has a gem, vacuum onto the wall, and they just melt. Fata blinks back in, but he didn't lasso anybody. He's dropping quite low. There's a Hex on TC, he's gonna be fine as well. Meanwhile, on the backline pass, he wants to right click everybody, wants to back the wall. There's a soul assumption to his face. Retreat time here for Sigma. They need to run away from this tier 1 tower and sack that thing.
Pause? What? Pause? What are you doing, buddy? It's not safe over there. That's backcountry. He goes in on Demon. I don't even know why. There's actually a regen here on the low ground as well. Force that forward from Bulba. He's actually going to live through the open wounds. And Sakshko wanted to keep chasing there, but he realizes, man, everyone in Liquid's alive. I just can't do it.
They still have lasso. Blink, force that forward for the lasso.
Quickfoot's still got Tornado.
Oh, it does Tornado hit. Did it have open?
Oh, what a mech.
Under attack.
And a Surge.
Yep. That was a crazy team fight.
That blink away was really nice, actually, by Poss. And then, like, at the end of the fight, he's like, you can kill me, it's fine.
The EMP as well
blink back in.
made Migo have, like, no mana to cast his ulti. So he's just like...
I think it's really good, though, for Liquid to continue to force fights like that, because when the Shadow Shaman is forced to drop his wards defensively, that's, like, the worst feeling in the world. Because you want to be able to go in and drop him for a tower, like they have been doing for, like, the tier 1 bottom and the tier 1 mid. But they can't do that if the fight gets forced. And now Migo blinks in, attempting a deny. Tornado from Quakefight. He's going to get cold snapped. Well, wow, I don't think the grip was necessary, but they're going to cold snap on a Fata instead. Guess cold snap wasn't actually used after all. Bulba, he gets force staffed into the woods here on the bottom. Saksha going for yet another kill, but he infests into the range creep that's just going to die. Now he's trying to panic retreat here. Another lasso comes out from Fata. He finds Bulba, will be able to get the kill. Soul Assumption from Way 2 doesn't actually quite secure that as Quakefight gets it with an EMP. Sleight of Fist hits on 3. Searing Chains on cooldown for 1 second. They're going to be able to get fucking mad for free.
Well, some serious team fighting from Liquid here.
Yeah, Liquid are starting to kind of pull ahead, though, with their fighting, I think.
Yeah, I don't think neither team have insane team fight. Well, never mind, take that back. That vacuum wall earlier in the team fight just before this one, where it just caught 2, and the Centaur as well as, I believe it was like the Venomancer, it just absolutely melted. So, Boba making the big plays once again. And those EMP Tornado, like you guys been talking about, is just making it so hard for Sigma to position themselves. And the multiple force staff just says, hey, Lifestealer, you ain't doing anything.
Yeah, he can't actually stay on a target. I think he has to go pretty much straight Abyssal if he wants a chance at like killing
force staff
anyone.
doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, doesn't make a difference.
No, but I mean, like, if he goes into a fight and that one force staff is down, because they only have 2. They have a force staff on Quakefoot and they have a force staff on Bulba. So if he sees a force,
though.
yeah, but Surge doesn't get you away from Abyssal.
I think you just want as much damage as possible of the hits that you do get.
Well, it's
I guess following the same reason.
Same reasoning, yeah. If they can't move, you can hit him. If he can dodge an Abyssal, you can dodge a ball.
All right, he is going to be going for Abyssal. At least a Basher for now. Here comes a big smoke gang. I think the problem, maybe not so much as Sok not being able to stick on a target, is the Bat Rider haven't been able to lasso anybody to start these fights.
Well, he keeps going for TC, and TC always manages to get away. So maybe just go for the Darkseer or go for the Invoker, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Because if you have Stampede, and you know that you can go for any hero basically but TC, TC has a Deso. Like, it's a naked Deso that's not really that farmed, right? Like, sure, it does a little bit of damage, but if you can get a guaranteed kill on Quakefa maybe before he throws out Tornado EMP, then the rest of your team has mana, and you can just go ham.
Yeah.
You know?
Now it feels like you have to go on Quakefa because he has that Scythe of Ice. So if you don't go on him, he's going to Scythe you, you're going to be in trouble. If you do go on him and you get the kill before he Scythes somebody, that's a big win for the team. So
they have the mech on Darkseer as well, though. It's going to be hard to kill him on all the force staff. Like, Darkseer can save him pretty well with force staff and mech.
Yeah, it's going to be all reactionary Dota, though, right? Like, whoever gets the better counter initiation.
And vacuum against the Bat Rider is actually so good. If you can vacuum him just as he ultis the target.
Yeah.
Lasso.
What happens if you blink in, and then you get hexed, and then you get forced into the other team? And then how sad would you be at that point?
Just start crying.
Yeah. Just take your hands off the keyboard. Man, that is 450 gold away from a completed Aghanims on Way 2. Yeah. It's going to be some serious trouble.
I mean, Liquid's, feeling comfortable. They're getting up some big items. CC's going to be up to his next damage item fairly soon. The Scythe of Ice just got picked up. Demon even got a Ghost Scepter, so that Lifestealer, yeah, it's going to just get shut down.
Does Bat Rider even need anymore? It's like, next item is BKB, and then he's done. Like, that's the thing I love about Bat Rider. Let's see how quick he is.
To go back to what I was saying before, lots of team fights happen. People that are going to be waiting for the HUD. The HUD has a night and day scheme that changes, and Bat Rider gets away. And the night and day, I don't want to spoil it right now because it's going to get finished maybe today or tomorrow. TC. But it has to do with, like the night day skin will have to do with a certain hero couple that people really like.
Damn.
Sven and Crystal Man.
Titan Kunkka, boys.
What?
Something like that. Could be either of those, could be someone else.
Day and night.
One of those OTP.
Centaur and Enchantress. The classic.
You made me think
What?
of it. No.
Yeah, the jungle people.
The jungle
The
people.
jungle people. What do you mean the jungle people?
Well, they're both from the woods and they're both like half man, half horse.
No, one's a horse,
One's
the
a
other's
deer.
a donkey.
I don't know.
Well, it
It's a
depends
deer.
on if you're thinking of like, if it's like metaphorical night and day, or if it's literal night and day. Because you
Well,
have like Omni could be day and Abaddon could be night.
It's kind of
right?
metaphorically, but the color scheme of both heroes actually do fit night and day.
I actually know the answer, so I can't.
No,
say
I don't
anything.
actually know what
I don't
it is.
know either.
So that's why I'm saying
No one tells me anything.
I think it's probably, if not the favorite,
Radiant's
I think it's the favorite, but at most second favorite OTP of Dota 2. From what I've OTP,
One true pair.
Huh.
Yeah.
Today I learned.
So people are gonna be happy when they see it soon.
I thought it was then I learned, or is it today I learned?
Today I learned.
Could it just be both?
It could be both then.
What's the other thing that
Then I learned.
then I
Today
learned?
I learned.
Okay. Then
There's
I
a
learned
subreddit
sounds like a
called
story.
Today I
Then I
learned.
learned.
Yeah, but it sounds like it's in the moment, right? Like you're there with the person. Instead
Alright,
of saying, "Today I
Fata, is he
learned."
gonna be doing the big?
Yeah.
He's done it
steal.
before.
He only done it when he's drugged up, so maybe he needs.
What?
Yeah, he
call
was
him
on
Fata-
medication because he had like a
An
surgery.
injury,
Yeah,
Yeah.
surgery. He doesn't get surgery every day. Maybe he's still on medication.
Could be. But no, they're gonna give away.
Roshan has fallen to
I think Ever Spirit's a lot like Stone Spirit with the Aegis. Like he uses all his mana and like can punish a team.
But you don't get the remnants back when you respawn.
What?
Geo.
No.
No,
Ember
no,
Spirit,
no.
yeah.
No, you don't.
But you can still go to them.
What a
It's all right,
silence.
man. It's all right. I totally lost track because now I'm thinking of like what was the one true pair, and now I'm just like totally sidetracked and I'm just like checked out, man. Like you just made me think about this now, and it's gonna bug me.
You're gonna see it. You're gonna like it. I
Radiant
can show you
Tower.
probably when we get home. The
Oh man, look at that damage. Holy.
Sand King and Nyx.
Radiant's middle
That's hot.
tower has
pretty
fallen.
That's like the bug couple, man.
Yeah, yeah. Be beautiful together.
where does Weaver fit in all that?
Nah, he was last year's.
We were just off in the corner.
crying.
Sad.
What about Venom and Viper?
Nah. One of them flies.
How are
them
one of
crawls.
those day and night? Like even metaphorically speaking, they're both
It's
night.
not. You guys are just naming heroes now.
Yeah.
Radiant structures.
Okay, so what does Sigma do at this point? Like
You
seeing
need to have a lasso on like Boba at this point, because or Koifa still is a good target.
Yeah.
Dire's top
Well, TC's
tower
gonna have a
is
Lincoln
under
soon.
attack.
So once he has Lincolns, initiating on him is gonna be very
No, forget
difficult.
TC, because he's got Aegis as well.
Oh,
so.
just forget about him.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
don't
about it.
worry.
He does no damage.
Just walk it off, you know.
What is
just-
jungle?
Dire's
Where is
top
the
tower
jungle?
is
I
under
think a little bit late about boarding his jungle.
Don't be silly. It's never too late.
Yeah, I think you just need one of these team fights where you pick off one of the hyper crowd control in the form of Invoker or Darkseer, and then you just try to roll.
Darkseer nearly has Shivas. He's gonna be pretty tanky pretty soon.
He's already tanky.
Yeah, but Shiva's on top of this?
He's got a mech, yeah. And the Abyssal's done now on Sakshika, so he's got some lockdown potential. Could maybe get in and hit somebody more than like 2 or 3 times before they get surged away or force staff.
Hopefully.
It's hard to say. Oh, I thought he's got a haste. He's still got Firefly on. Does he actually see way too?
He sees
So
the
he only
babies.
sees the babies, yeah.
It's good. There's a lot on Miguel's shoulders, to be honest. If he can get a good stomp,
Dire's
it could make
middle tower
a
is
big
under
difference.
attack.
Because they need that AoE stone just to change the team fight, I think.
You know what, Bruno, you have to take my chair. I can't sit here anymore.
Okay.
No, I mean like I can hold this, but I
Okay,
can't
that's
sit.
fine. But I'm holding it for you now, so you can stand up.
Ah, panic.
Okay, I know. Invoker and Anti-Mage.
What?
OTP.
So Invoker's day, I guess?
No, Anti-Mage's day.
What?
How's that a thing?
Invoker's a dick.
Look, Anti-Mage says no fun allowed. You're saying he's not
Have
a
you
dick.
heard what Invoker says? He's like the only person in the game, apparently, according to Invoker.
Oh, really? Like the rest are just
Yeah,
like
they don't even matter.
drowned in a sea
I like
of-
his quote. Those who
ignorance.
stand beneath me stand briefly.
Yeah.
That's like a really cool quote. something that I could imagine. Like,
I mean, he's a high elf.
Schwarzenegger.
Don't they have like, I'm the master race, that kind of thing?
Yeah, they love themselves.
Yeah.
yeah, but he's not a blood elf in this. Blood elves are from the other company.
I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
we're
one.
actually not even allowed to say.
Dire's
We're
top
not?
tower
We have to
is
say
under
blank elves.
Yeah,
Dire's structures.
Blank elves.
blank elves.
Like blanket elves.
Something like that.
Blanket elves.
They hide in your blankets and come out
Okay,
at night.
Fato wants this initiation so
Whoop,
bad.
whoop, whoop, whoop.
TC actually goes in. He just gets a free kill on pause.
Yep.
No wards to be had today, and the lasso actually gets used into the Lincoln, so they're not going to have it for this team fight.
Hex is up.
Oh, where's the grip? Abyssal, gotta fight your way out of there, but there's a hex, and here comes a Fiend's grip. Or not
Sad
even Fiend's grip,
lifestealer.
Brain Sap.
Yeah.
I just fell. It's okay.
Don't fall, please.
I'm okay. Okay,
Oh,
Miggle
Miggle.
is dying to
Yep.
Miggle!
Soul
Miggle!
Assumption.
Oh,
Well,
God.
Okay.
And a lot of people say that the birds are countered by Centaur as well.
Yeah, but his level of return is really low.
Yeah, it's only level 2.
Yep.
And he doesn't have any strength. And he has some. Okay, Fata is like ultra dead.
Yeah,
GG.
GG, yeah.
GG.
That's it. I mean, I'm not really surprised. I will say that Sigma played this better than I think the previous matches in the Dream League, but I will also say that they let it get a little bit far away from him, and I don't agree with the Lifestealer pick, like, at all.
There was 2 team fights in the bottom lane that kind of threw a spanner in the works. They were doing really well until that, and they lost that gem like twice or 3 times.
I just don't get the purpose of the Lifestealer in this lineup. Like, what is he meant to do?
Yeah, they picked it into a Bane and a Darkseer, which the
And
lane.
an Ember Spirit.
They don't even have a strength hero. Like,
Yeah. I don't know. I just think personally, like, if you're going to pick a carry in this kind of a team where you have the ability to push, like, why not pick a greedier hero? Like, honestly, I think they could have gotten away with something like that and then just farm it up, you know? Just go late game. Heck, just freaking pick Drow or something. Who cares? Just pick somebody who actually is a ranged hero who can do damage in fights. Because I think that, honestly, like, no matter how well Sakshka played that, he was always going to get kited during a late part of the game, you know?
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling it.
Too much movement. Oh, well, I guess that's it. Liquid gets 2 wins in a row. And suddenly from going 1-5, was it?
4.
1 and 4?
Now they're 3-4.
3-4.
So they're actually tied with Rock's Kiss right now.
And Fnatic.
And Fnatic, yeah.
Whoa.
Liquid.
Rising.
Liquid Rising.
Okay, so let me do the honors.
We'll go to the next game soon. Great. Stay tuned, boys and girls.